I washed my hair specifically for this video, so you know you guys would be able to take me seriously, maybe actually take my advice, because obviously if you see someone with hair that looks, you know, taken care of, you'll probably be more likely to take their advice instead of like when my hair looks busted, you know. So I really try to get cute for you guys. And this weather today, it has been so beautiful out recently. 84 degrees, 88 degrees, sunny, no humidity. Today they decided to throw us a little loophole, so today we woke up and it was super gloomy, sun nowhere to be found. It's really humid and like drizzling outside, which is fine, especially because the weather's been beautiful these past few days. It definitely can put you in like an off mood. So you know, woke up this morning and just wasn't feeling it, literally felt so tired, and we didn't know why, and then we were like, oh yeah, the weather is like disgusting. So that's that. I almost didn't film this video because I was like, no, the lighting looks so bad, but that was a complete excuse. And I know you guys probably couldn't care less. The lighting literally looks fine. It's really not that deep. I just take everything way too seriously, over contemplate everything, and am way too hard on myself. So anyways, made some whipped coffee. This is literally the absolute best thing on earth. Like, I had seen videos about it, of course I've seen TikToks about it, and finally decided to make it myself and have not gone back. This shit is bomb, like Starbucks who, because hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
Hitting that bitch for the 5. Lash me, yeah. Hitting that boy the 5.
So what is up? How is everyone doing? I talked so much in the beginning of this video that I forgot like what I was actually doing. But basically in today's video, I am bringing you guys a how to recover from damaged hair video. Kind of just talk a little bit about my hair journey, I guess you could say. My hair has seriously been through so many phases, so much damage, including today. Not sure why my hair decided to look the most busted it has in a minute in today's video, but we're gonna make it work. Color damage, heat damage. I feel like we've all just had that phase in our life where our hair, it would have been better just shaved off because
Oh my goodness.
it was just so damaged and we didn't know how to take care of it, or maybe we still don't know how to take care of it. Natural hair, not only natural hair, but just hair in general, is a learning process. You have to learn what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Literally everybody's hair is so different, but I think we've all had that phase where we damaged our hair a little more than planned, a little more than we thought, and now we're kind of just like, what the hell do I do next? It's really hard to figure out how to handle your hair once you've damaged it, because the first decision probably isn't going to be to just cut off all your hair and start over. So of course we want to figure out methods and ways to kind of recover from that damage and just kind of have our hair bounce back. There's definitely things that you can do to improve your hair's health. There's ways to come back from some of this damage. But yeah, today I'm basically just going to share kind of the damage I've been through and how I have recovered, not only personally from damage, but also just a couple other methods that are talked very highly of and I've yet to try. But there's still methods that I recommend and would love to try in the future, and I'll share once we get into the video like what I have done and what I haven't. I have 7 tips I'm going to share with you guys today. Suggestions I have for you to recover from damaged hair. We're gonna go ahead and get into this video. I hope these different methods can help you guys out, and if you guys have any further questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. If the comments are enabled for this video, I really hope so. They were enabled on my last video for who knows what, but I'm not complaining. If they are disabled for this video, feel free to DM me on Instagram. I always have all my socials in the description box, and I will also have them on the screen here. If you ever see me looking down, looking like I'm literally reading off a script, it's just because I have different like talking points and notes here that I personally wrote and wanted to share with you guys, so I have them so I can remember what the fuck to talk about. So the first method that I recommend to help recover from damaged hair, just overall improve your hair's health. Once again, these are all methods you could still be doing even if you are not struggling from damage. It's always important to take care of your hair whether it is damaged or not. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this one out of the way because it is something I talk about very frequently. I have mentioned multiple times on my channel. I've made videos about hot oil treatments. Those videos are always available to you guys, and I just don't want to drag on the hot oil treatment any longer when I already have videos on my channel where I explain why they're beneficial, why I like to do them, and how to do them. I would say hot oil treatments are one of the #1 methods to recover from damaged hair. One thing we may struggle with when our hair is damaged is our hair being very weak. Not only weak, but just dry and brittle. Hair that is not moisturized properly, or hair that just, you know, needs consistent moisturizing. So not only do hot oil treatments help moisturize your hair and deeply penetrate the hair shaft to make it super shiny and healthy, they also are great for promoting hair growth. growth. If hair growth is something that you guys struggle with, I know I do, and you're looking for methods to help promote that hair growth, I definitely recommend hot oil treatments. If you guys don't know what a hot oil treatment is, it can be like your own concoction of oils, whether that's coconut oil, olive oil, argan oil, different pre-made hair blends. It could be from 1 to as many oils as you would like. You heat them up and you basically apply these oils to your hair, focusing on both your roots and your ends. So whenever you are applying these oils to your scalp, not only are you promoting blood flow and growth, if you are someone that struggles with dandruff, dry scalp, frizziness, hot oil treatments are beneficial for all of those reasons. I don't do hot oil treatments as consistently as I would like to, but I highly recommend them. Even if you're doing them a couple times a month, it could be once a week. I personally would like to incorporate a hot oil treatment into my hair. I would say at least every 2 weeks. I recommend hot oil treatments to pretty much everyone. My hair loves hot oil treatments. You kind of learn like what your hair likes and what it doesn't like. I do have a couple oils here with me that I wanted to share with you guys. I have a couple blends, and then I also have a couple oils that I would suggest to add into your hot oil treatment. They could kind of be like the base, or you could do them alone. I have 3 different oil blends I wanted to share with you guys. Once again, the pre-made blends are not necessary at all. I was making my own blends with coconut oil, avocado oil forever, and it worked just as good. These are just a little more convenient if you're not wanting to mix a whole bunch of different oils together. Have one from the bottle. Not only can you use these oils for hot oil treatments, but if you're trying to maybe just pre-poo before a wash day, would just like to moisturize your scalp or your hair, super easy to apply. So the first oil that I am recommending to you guys, this is the Camille Rose OUD Rich Infusion Hair Oil. This is what it looks like. I got it at Target. It's an exotic hair and scalp blend for dry, lifeless, and tangled hair, which can be the this is not closed, which could be the outcome of having damaged hair. The next one I have is the Mealy. This is the rosemary mint scalp and hair strengthening oil. This is infused with biotin and encourages growth, which is literally perfect for a hot oil treatment. Lastly, here I have the Carol's Daughter Goddess Strength 7 oil blend hair and scalp oil for weak breakage prone hair. So once again, these oils are seriously made for what you may or may not be struggling with when it comes to recovering from damaged hair. These are all amazing oils that I highly recommend. These are all from Target. So along with the pre-made blends, I wanted to share a couple oils that I like to use. So the first one I have here is coconut oil. Coconut oil is so good for your hair. Has so many benefits, not only for your hair, but your entire body. Coconut oil is super easy to find. You can seriously find it pretty much anywhere. Full of nutrients that are amazing for recovering from damaged hair. So I highly recommend coconut oil. This one right here is unrefined, so it hasn't gone through too much manipulation. Like, this is pretty natural, which is good. So along with the coconut oil, I also wanted to show you guys this argan oil serum I have. I got this serum from Target, or no, I got the serum from Walmart. And argan oil is once again an amazing oil, not only for your hair but for your skin. So many different health and beauty benefits. Highly recommend argan oil as well if you're looking for just some oil suggestions when it comes to your hot oil treatment. So yeah, that's pretty much it for hot oil treatment. I have high hopes that if you are trying a hot oil treatment for the first time, you're going to see a huge difference. Really quickly, the way I like to do a hot oil treatment, adding on to what I said earlier, how I apply the hot oil treatment focusing on my scalp and my ends, I also like to kind of just run oil through the rest of my hair as well. So all of my hair is coated, but I do mainly focus on my roots and my ends. One thing I highly recommend if you would like to do a hot oil treatment is to get a, what are those bottles called? Like an applicator bottle. The plastic bottles that have the smaller tip at the end. Those are great. Literally make it so much easier to just apply the oil right to your scalp. Definitely a less messy process. You can get them from Amazon, any beauty supply store, Sally's, probably Walmart. After applying the hot oil treatment to my hair, I'll put a plastic cap over my head. It could be a Walmart bag, literally anything. I'll let it sit on my hair for a minimum of 30 minutes, but I highly suggest at least an hour. And then I'll go into the shower, do everything I would normally like to do to my hair, as in shampooing, conditioning, all of that. But hot oil treatments are something that I highly recommend when it comes to recovering from damage or just taking care of your hair in general. Alright guys, so the next thing we're going to be talking about is deep conditioning. Deep conditioning, I think one of the most important and one of the easiest ways to take care of your hair and help recover from damage. It's just efficient, it's easy, something you can easily just add into your current hair care routine. Don't even really have to switch it up, it's just kind of adding another product. Once again, we are trying to recover from damage, so this is going to help prevent any further damage and help recover from the damage that you were already dealing with. I'm not saying it's going to revert damage damaged hair back to perfect curls, but it is going to just kind of get you heading in the right direction. Once again, our hair can get super dry. Whenever our hair is dry, it's more likely to break or more likely to have split ends. It's just really important to keep our hair moisturized because our hair is really prone to damage when it's really dry. So deep conditioning, there is so many different ways to deep condition. You can deep condition while you're already in the shower washing your hair. You can deep condition while you're out of the shower. So it's kind of up to you how you would like to do them. For me, I like to deep condition every single time I'm washing my hair, whether it's for 5 minutes or 30 minutes. I still think it's important to incorporate deep conditioning into your curly hair routine, your curly hair regimen. Here with me, I have some hair masks that I like to use pretty frequently, and these masks are ones that I like to use in the shower, and they only suggest you leave them in your hair for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, which makes it easy because when I'm in the shower, I'm not going to want to leave anything else in my hair longer than that. These are also masks that you can do outside of the shower, just kind of wet your hair and apply and leave them in for 30 minutes to an hour. Even though they suggest you only leave them in your hair for 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to increase the benefits of the mask, and you're probably going to see further results if you leave them in for longer. Patience is something that is very important when it comes to taking care of your hair, recovering from damaged hair in general. And it also takes discipline. Like, not always are you going to want to deep condition your hair, not always are you going to want to do hot oil treatments. You're not always going to want to do those things, which is completely human and fine, but you just have to keep in mind that it is very important if you are trying to actually see results and trying to actually recover from damaged hair. It's going to take some work. So here I have a couple deep conditioners here that I wanted to share with you guys that I like to use. There are so many different options when it comes to not only deep conditioners, but literally just hair products in general. So the first mask I wanted to show you guys, this is the Dove Moisture Spa Recovery Mask for coils and curls. Most deep conditioners, their goal is to just deeply moisturize your hair. It's gonna kind of get in there and moisturize your hair a little more than a regular conditioner would do. Not only do I deep condition every shower, but of course I go in with my regular conditioner. I'll usually go in with the regular conditioner first, and then I'll go in with the deep conditioner to penetrate my hair even more. So Dove recently came out with a line. They already had a hair care line, but they also did make one that's more targeted towards curly hair, natural hair, and it's absolutely amazing. I really was hesitant trying these products just because I know Dove in general doesn't make products for curly hair. So I was like, okay, this must be them, you know, stepping out their comfort zone. I don't know. I just didn't know how they were gonna work. All of their products are so moisturizing, and I feel work in my hair really well. And they're also not super expensive. So this mask is infused with honey. This intensely nourishing treatment penetrates the hair shaft, strengthening from within to reduce breakage for strong, shiny, and protected hair. And from what I'm hearing, this is exactly what we want. The next hair mask I suggest to you guys, and if I had to choose one mask to share with you guys out of all three that I'm going to be sharing, it's definitely this one. This is the Carol's Daughter Cocoa Cream Curl Quenching Deep Moisture Mask for very dry, curly to coily hair. This is another deep conditioner that I like to use like in the shower. This stuff seriously works so well. I will put this into my super dry, brittle, nasty, musty ass product filled hair. This will like melt the tangles, melt the knots. I can just feel my hair being moisturized as I apply it. And then the last one I wanted to share with you guys, this is the Camille Rose Algae Renew Deep Conditioning Mask, Cocoa and Mango Butter. This is a vitamin-packed moisturizing and strengthening treatment infused with blue-green algae. This is another mask that's just super moisturizing. It's cool. It's actually like a greenish color. This is what it looks like, and you can get all of these at Target. A couple other things I wanted to share on why deep conditioning is important for your hair. Deep conditioning improves elasticity. Whenever your hair lacks elasticity, it's gonna break. It's much more likely to snap, and of course that's not what we want. Like, we don't want breakage. We don't want our hair to be falling out of our head more than it naturally does, you know, more than it should. Something else you guys can do if you have super dry hair and you feel like maybe just deep conditioning alone is not enough, you can add oils to your deep conditioner. So maybe you want to deep condition your hair before you get into the shower. You can mix your deep conditioner with coconut oil, olive oil, argan oil, any of the blends I showed you guys today, and apply that mixture to your hair. Also, whenever deep conditioning your hair, I highly recommend, whether it's inside the shower or not, is to get some plastic caps, because if you apply your deep conditioner and put on a plastic cap afterwards, it's going to trap that heat into your hair and just kind of activate the mask even more. Even when I'm in the shower just regularly conditioning my hair, even if I'm only letting it sit in my hair for a couple minutes, I will throw a plastic cap on my head to just enhance whatever product I'm using. So the next thing I recommend to you guys is protective styles. Protective styles are great for your hair if you just want to take a break from any manipulation, want to give your hair a break from even styling it, and it's seriously so low maintenance. Protective styles do exactly what they're called. They protect your hair. Our hair is more sensitive than you think. Even things like styling your hair, slicking it up in a bun every day, seriously everything can just cause stress on your hair, and it's just good to take a break. Protective styles are not something I was into in the process of recovering from my damaged hair, sadly. This was around like 15, 16, 17. Like these past 3 years, I've been kind of dealing with damage and just trying to find ways to recover from it. Recovering from damage was not something I was constantly focused on. I wasn't constantly focused on what's wrong with my hair and what I want to fix, but there are some things that I wish I was aware of at the time. You know what I'm saying? I love protective styles because it's a great way to just, not only is it protecting your hair, but you can completely switch up your look. You can be a whole brand new big and be protecting your hair at the same time. You could do box braids, you could do knotless braids, you could do feed-in braids, you could get a wig. There's seriously so much you can do. Me personally, I just started getting into protective styles. I would say I was 17 when I got my first braids. I think it was literally, was that last summer? Not this past summer, but I think the summer before that. It took me a while to actually get braids for the first time. I mean, for the longest, I would have never thought about getting braids because, I mean, sis, from like 5th to 8th grade, I thought I was white. Like there was no way I was gonna get braids. You know what I'm saying? It took me a while to fully accept the fact that I'm black and have curly hair, and like growing up I didn't have many people around me that I was watching get protective styles, so it just wasn't as common to me. Like some people been getting protective styles since they've been young, and for me it just wasn't something I was really exposed to. It wasn't something that was hidden from me, or of course I would see it, I just never really saw myself getting them, at least at the time. I think my favorite protective style to get is probably feed-in braids. They're quick, they don't take long to get done. Box braids on the other hand, but feed-in braids, they only take a cute like hour and a half, 2 hours. Seriously, the maintenance when it comes to protective styles is so low. When I get protective styles, at most I sleep with a bonnet on to protect my style at night, and then I'll wake up, maybe lay my edges, put some mousse in my hair to get rid of any frizz, and that's pretty much it. Every once in a while I'll go through and kind of clean my scalp. Another suggestion I had, instead of protective styles, you can also just kind of switch up the styles that you're doing to your hair. It doesn't have to be a protective style. It could even be maybe trying some rubber band hairstyles, maybe doing some mini twists, twist outs, things like that. These are just ways to still feel cute, you know, still switching up your look, but not having to spend money to do so. I just started getting into rubber band hairstyles recently. You guys may have seen in my trying new curly hairstyles for a week video. That was my first time really trying rubber band hairstyles, and I fell in love with them. And then also twisting your hair. Twisting, if you guys were here for my twist out, twist out my hair like Paige over here nodding her head. I had a phase where I just wasn't comfortable with like my natural curl pattern. I wanted my curls to look looser because once again I thought it was white, so I wanted my curls to be looser, and that was a way to do so. But that was also when I was dealing with a lot of heat damage, so my curls were gonna look loose either way, but it did kind of just, it gives them a different look. So I'm not saying that would be the reason for doing a twist out, but twist outs in general are just going to kind of change your curl pattern a little bit, and if you're looking for more defined curls, twist outs may be a way to do that. I haven't done one in so long, and I'm actually thinking I kind of want to try one again just to see how it would turn out. So if you guys would want me to do that, let me know, because that would be interesting. Yeah, I also recommend twist outs because if you are dealing with transitioning hair, or maybe you just have some heat damage that you kind of want to blend in with the rest of your curls, twist outs are a great way to do that because it's going to kind of like mold your hair and start to train it to have these more defined curls. Nobody's hair has the exact same curl pattern all around. It's super natural and super normal to have different curl patterns. It can be frustrating, but that's such a normal thing. But it is just going to overall give your hair a more defined look. So this next method I have never done before, but I have heard so many good things about it, guys. I wanted to talk about rice water. So once again, this is nothing I've done to my hair before, so I don't have any proof that it works. But if you search up like rice water on YouTube, you can definitely find tons of videos that talk about it and show the progress they've made using rice water in their hair, the progress they've seen. It seems to work really well. I was looking up the benefits of rice water, and they were saying that it can remove dandruff, strengthen your hair, stimulate growth, and significantly improve improve the appearance. One thing I've heard about rice water a lot is that it stinks. I could see why that could stink. I've also heard if you just add a couple like essential oil drops into your little concoction, it'll improve the smell. But honestly, I'm not picky when it comes to scents. I could honestly care less. I'll be putting apple cider vinegar, I put eggs, mayonnaise. I put a lot of shit in my hair, so I don't really think it would bother me to that extent. But when I say rice water, what you're really applying to your hair is the starchy leftover water that you get from either cooking rice or even just cleaning it out, you know, just letting it sit in water. Whenever you take the rice out of the water, it just leaves this really cloudy looking water, right? So what I'm hearing is that that is where all the nutrients is. That's what you want to apply to your hair. I'm not gonna go over the specific measurement or anything like that, just because I'll probably save that for the actual video if I try it in my hair. They're saying you can either put some uncooked rice in like a bowl, let it sit for a couple minutes, and then use the leftover water there, or you can boil it and use the excess water from the rice after you boil it. I've also heard things about how fermenting it can be good, so instead of letting it sit for just a couple minutes, you could let it sit for a couple of days. There's so many different ways to do it. There's so many different ways to do everything I'm sharing about. There's so much variety, so many options. It just consists of a lot of good vitamins and minerals and antioxidants that are amazing for your hair, and I don't see why it wouldn't work. So something I suggest to you guys, even though I haven't done it, but it is something I would like to try in the future. So I think one of the most important ways to recover from damaged hair, specifically heat damage, is to stop using heat on your hair. Of course, I can't tell you what to do, but if you're trying to recover from heat, it's definitely important to limit your use of heat. And I know because I've been through the phase where I seriously straightened my hair every single day, never wanted to see my curls. I didn't feel cute with my curls. I always wanted my hair to be straight. So I completely understand what it's like to consistently straighten your hair, and it is almost impossible to just completely stop, because straightening your hair for some people, not only is it just something they do to their hair, that's what makes them feel pretty. You do not need to have straight hair to be beautiful. You were given the hair that you have for a reason. You were obviously made to wear the fuck out of them curls. You definitely look bomb as fuck with the curls, girl, but I understand you can get into the habit of straightening your hair, and you may just have a personal preference of having your hair straight. If you are really trying to recover from damaged hair, it's really important to lay off the heat. I know it can be tough to just completely stop using heat, so your best bet is to just slowly limit your use of heat. So maybe one day, if you're going to straighten your hair, maybe instead try a twist out, maybe instead, you know, do a rubber band hairstyle, maybe get a protective style, because then you literally can't straighten your hair because it's in a protective style. You'll probably have to slowly ease off of it until you get used to your curls and kind of get into a routine taking care of your curly hair, because some people, like, straightening your hair, it's easy, it can make it more manageable, and it's much easier than having like a full curly hair routine. It's not as much work. I definitely understand why straightening your hair could be a consistent thing, but it is also very damaging for your hair. Some people's hair can't handle it at all. Like, they'll straighten their hair once and it's damaged. Like, everybody's hair can definitely tolerate different things, but I know for a fact my hair, like, I can straighten it once every now and then, even though I don't plan on ever straightening my hair again. Like, I can straighten my hair once and it would be okay, but I start doing it consistently, and the curls, we go from 4A to 1C. So another thing I wanted to talk about is how you sleep. What you do to your hair before you go to sleep is very important, and how you sleep on your curls is very important, because you could still be causing breakage to your hair while you're sleeping and you may not even know it. So the first thing I highly suggest to you guys is to get a silk pillowcase, satin pillowcase, anything but cotton. I started using a silk pillowcase years ago and have never gone back, just because it's much more gentle on your hair. Cotton, you're literally asking for frizz. Like, you sleep on it, you know, you move around in your sleep, your hair's rubbing against it, and that is going to cause a lot of frizz and can also cause breakage. But while using a silk pillowcase, your hair literally glides across the pillow, and it's like having a bonnet on your pillowcase. Like, it's much more gentle for your hair and isn't going to cause much traction, which is going to keep your hair looking cute throughout the night. So highly recommend a satin pillowcase. You can get them Target. You can get them pretty much anywhere, but Amazon, definitely your best bet. Another thing I suggest, whether you have a silk pillowcase or not, is to get a bonnet. A bonnet isn't something I sleep with every night. As long as I have the silk pillowcase, I'm usually okay, but a mixture of a silk pillowcase and a bonnet, your hair gliding on that pillow, your whole head is gliding. That is probably the best you could do to protect your hair at night. A bonnet and a silk pillowcase, frizz wear. Or even if you are using a cotton pillowcase at the moment, you're maybe not able to get a silk pillowcase, definitely recommend sleeping with your bonnet on, because either way your head is going to be gliding across the pillow if you have a bonnet on. Another thing I highly recommend, if you had your hair in maybe like a high bun that day, slick bun, literally any hairstyle that includes a hair tie, something I like to do every night is to loosen up them hair ties before you go to sleep. You do not want your hair literally tied up with like 3 hair ties wrapped around triple at night, because once again this can cause breakage. We don't want that. So at night, for example, if I had a high bun in that day, I'll take all the hair ties and the bobby pins I had in my hair and I'll use a scrunchie instead. I'll just kind of wrap the scrunchie around once, do a little bun, but instead of having 3 hair ties and like 60 bobby pins in my hair, it's just one scrunchie. So my hair's still kind of in the same style, it's just not as tight. I usually go to sleep with pretty much the style I wore in my hair throughout the day, just looser. So if I had a slick bun, I take all the hair ties out, throw a scrunchie in. Pineapple, I'll just sleep with a pineapple because this is literally just one scrunchie wrapped around my hair once. It's definitely important to loosen up your style before you go to sleep, because you don't want that tension on your head throughout the night, because once again that can cause further damage. So the last thing I'm suggesting to you guys, when a lot of people think of like recovering from damage, they think of a big chop, right? You may be thinking like, what do I do with this damaged hair? For me personally, I never had like a dedicated big chop. I never went through and cut off all the damage in my hair at the same time. Instead, for me, because I just never felt comfortable to do like a big chop, and the way my hair was damaged, it made it a little bit easier when it came to cutting off the damage, because most of my damage was at the bottoms of my hair. It wasn't at my roots. So as it grew out, I would start to cut the damaged pieces of hair as they grew out. So instead of doing a big chop, I just kind of cut damaged pieces here and there, and over time I would completely get rid of the damage and have, you know, my healthy curls back. There was definitely a phase where I was really scared to cut my hair. My hair used to be much longer than it is now. Then I had my 14th birthday and decided to cut my hair to my ears. We're going to talk about that. But my hair was at one point was much longer, but I think after I like really cut my hair, which I would never do again to that extent, it just got easier for me mentally to like really cut my hair. I know a lot of us have an emotional attachment to our hair and you don't just want to cut it. One thing I will tell you is that I think even if you look this up on the internet, it's almost completely impossible to 100% recover from like heat damage back to straight up curls. Like at some point you are going to have to cut off the really damaged pieces of hair and allow it to grow out again. So I'm not saying you have to cut off lots of hair at the same time, but here and there, if you have like split ends or just damaged ends, it's helpful to snip those off and to allow the hair to keep growing out healthy. Trimming your hair is important. It is healthy to get rid of your split ends. Split ends are exactly what they sound like. The hair has splits at the end of the hair, and as your hair grows out, if you don't cut the split end, it's going to continue splitting until the strand is just completely damaged, and overall it's just going to give a more damaged look. If the ends of your hair are, you know, kind of see-through and thin, you may just want to just start to trim it. Overall, everyone's hair is different, but you can tell like what's damaged and what's not. So it's really up to your hair and what you're comfortable with. Okay, so I think that's going to be all the methods I'm going to be sharing with you guys in today's video. Any products that I mentioned in this video, I'm going to leave links down below, along with my favorite satin pillowcases, anything like that that I can make easier for you guys to find. I'll definitely leave that all linked down below. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any further questions about anything mentioned in this video, don't forget to comment and I will get back to you. If the comments are disabled on this video when I upload it, feel free to DM me or just comment on my Instagram. If you guys have got all the way to the end of this video and you have not subscribed yet, please make sure to do so. Also, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!